Resume recording. Okay. All right. Hello.
Hello.
Hi all.
Everyone can hear me. Can you guys hear me?
Not really.
Just
Really
good.
loud.
You hear the music?
Yeah.
It's very loud.
How about that?
Really loud.
It's still loud.
Eric, I would pay you like $100.
What are you talking about?
If we can pull, you know the thing, like the Hades thing.
So I'm not sure if everyone can hear me. Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
That is so weird.
But we can hear you.
It might be from YouTube, not the actual computer itself. You might have to lower the volume through YouTube.
But now, can you guys
Also,
hear me?
you can,
Yeah.
You can? Great.
Yeah.
Now I can't hear you.
Mhm.
That's awesome. Stop. Can someone say something?
Eric,
Just test the audio.
please.
Hello.
Boom.
Testing.
Okay.
Testing.
Test.
Test.
Sam knows what's up.
There, you put it over here, then you put it
Can
over
you
there.
guys see?
Yeah,
Yes,
I see you,
okay.
Joan.
Wait, can you guys see? Okay.
Okay, so what's going on is we're just allowing a 10-minute grace period for people to enter who are unfamiliar to Zoom. So it's now 6:02, so we're just going to chill here until like 6:12-ish. The recording is currently in session though, so be sure to know that anything that you do say, it is currently being recorded.
It's photo YouTube channel. Let me make sure I have my
Oh,
phone.
you guys are so cute. Hi,
I know that voice. Is that Sarah?
everybody.
Who is everyone on this chat? I don't know.
Jerry's so awkward. Why are you awkward? Why are you awkward?
I'm not awkward.
Smile.
The people in right now, Jenna's joining, Anthony's here, Callie, Liana, Sarah, Joan, you, Sam, Jerry, and then myself.
Great.
The whole game.
Gang, gang.
Hola.
Hello.
Hola.
I'm trying to figure out how does one make Joe exotic, their background.
Dead.
Oh, I did have a background as well.
I still have Carol Baskin on my, ready for whenever.
Test this. Oh God, I look real bad.
How do you put like the
There,
background?
I think I did this last time. Yes, I did it. Figuring it out.
Did I put Carol Baskin up?
No.
How do you guys do this?
Oh, there it is.
Well,
Oh, look, it's Joe Exotic.
So Joe Exotic in the flesh. Ah,
The
it's
beef
something
I have.
about to happen.
Boy, the beef.
Okay. Still got a long way to go. Does anybody know of anyone who's trying to join but currently can't? Like meaning like their connection isn't?
I'll, let me check maybe something. I'll check the group chat. I'll send it.
Why isn't this? Look, it's a floating cowboy hat.
I'm dead.
Oh, Joe.
Trying to, okay.
Whoa.
Beat you to it.
Now it looks like I just kind of am the cowboy hat. That's
You
Oh,
are.
you are a cowboy, Jenna.
right.
So we're starting at 6:10, right?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Miss.
That's
Yeah.
group chat.
Heard.
Oh, it's so great to see everybody.
This brings
Wish I
back
could
the
see everyone else, but well, you guys can see my screen. You see who I see.
yeah.
Which is actually probably not that good because you're gonna need to. I should probably figure that out.
Figure what
Can I
out.
minimize this? I can. I think I can. Okay.
Are you talking
so
about,
Jerry, you get to be the special person on the screen, or Eric gets to be the special person on the screen. I'll put you
Oh, well,
all
we
the way
don't
down
see.
here.
No. We don't see your screen for Zoom. It only screen shares like.
Oh
what you-
yeah, all we see is the PowerPoint.
Oh, so you don't see your faces.
No.
we see our faces from ourselves from our
Oh,
computer.
that's great. Okay, that's great.
Yeah.
So I'm not
Yeah.
blocking that computer. You guys can see that image of the computer.
Yeah, we're just blocking the computer ourselves with like our screens. We could
Yeah.
really minimize it and make it smaller.
Great. Okay, that's great.
You could also move them down.
Yeah, you move it around however you want.
But like, it's not blocking anything. You guys see
No.
that whole slide. Perfect.
Yeah.
This is definitely hey, Angelica just got on.
Oh, hello,
This is definitely
Angelica.
going to be like a practice
Hola.
run. This is our first time doing it, so like expect there to be issues.
Angelica.
I wish I was like all the way down here so you could see the crest.
It's all good.
But
It looks like
otherwise-
Celine is the crest.
You can
I
drag
am-
the videos down to the bottom part.
I'm really tempted to put Carol Basket, but I'll hold back.
I'm
I was
dead.
every day.
Stop it.
Oh, someone said stop it with, hold on.
Whoa.
Doing this right now?
I can't really do the backgrounds because of my posters. It doesn't like do it right.
Or. Hope it's not working.
Then it's just your wall.
Yeah, it's the wall. That's what it is.
His shirt is Carol
Oh
Baskin.
my god, it's like
love
he's
that.
with you.
Yes, he is.
I'm gonna leave it down this way. Like I was like, oh wow, you have tiger print merch? No, it's Carol Basket. Just
Oh, there she is.
this is like a
Wait,
meme.
what color? What color is that shirt? Is it
Oh, I
green?
got a
Oh
tiger.
my
No,
gosh.
I got a
it's the
tiger
merch shirt.
Ariana, that was
What color is it,
disturbing. That was
red
so
or
scary.
I'm definitely gonna have to
Blue.
put like a timestamp on YouTube.
Oh,
like, skip
it
to
blue
this
screen
point
Blue
because
screen.
Guys, this is the real
Oh
one.
my god.
I
That is
am the
the
poster.
weirdest. The weirdest thing is seeing Eric be the screen.
I am the poster for the third general meeting. Check it
Oh,
out.
I love that. Celine is the crest. I am the meme. Eric is the flyer.
It'd be like, wow, you got a fresh
Sarah, you
shirt.
gotta find a virtual
Decal.
background. You gotta come on.
Oh, I see it. Oh, I saw Edna for a split second.
Oh yeah, it's right here.
Sarah está comiendo.
Haha,
This is the
ha.
queen.
I don't speak Spanish.
Pero tú tomaste una clase de español, loco. ¿Qué lo que con eso?
Jenna, please, no.
Please stop.
Please keep in mind Jenna, that we
Already
are
here
currently
and
Wait,
recording.
just
Like
this
a
one,
fake
this one's
community.
for the boy
Currently
Jenna
recording,
from our
This is
professor.
going on the YouTubes.
Jenna.
Guys, I got LED lights.
Oh my gosh,
Never.
I'm on TikToker.
I never.
I want to get. I'm not gonna lie. I want LED lights also.
Same, I really do.
I just want a clean
like,
room.
Don't know how it can work in my room.
I would have to like go really high up to put on my ceiling, but my parents got so
I think I'm just gonna put them in like one section of my room, not like
It's right here. I'm trying to find a way to prop up my phone so I can see your chat as.
Callie, are you in Applebee's?
Oh, I'm at Chili's.
Applebee's.
No way.
Really not. You know what? Just for the culture, I'm downloading a picture of Applebee's, and I'm making myself the world's largest Applebee's.
I hate that this poster is here. They don't like.
I'm really about to take my posters down so I can be at Chili's.
Okay, so it's 6:10. Is everybody ready to start?
Yep.
I am the grass.
It says Joan raised a hand. Do you want to say something before we start, Joan?
Who raised their hand? No, it was me. Oh no, it was by accident because I'm trying to go to the
Okay, it was by accident. Okay, great. So we'll go ahead and get started. So hi, everybody. If I can ask you to please mute your mics, that would be great. Okay, thank you. So hi, welcome to our third general meeting. Obviously it's on Zoom, so a little different formatting, but nonetheless, we are trying to make sure that everything runs as efficient as possible to make sure that we can get our information out to you and the best way we possibly can. So I'm going to go ahead and get started, but if at any point you are confused, just let us know. This entire meeting, as we've talked about before, is currently being recorded, so it could be uploaded onto our YouTube channel for anyone who misses it. So if anybody's texting you throughout the meeting and they're asking what's going on, just refer them back to that video. Okay. So again, just before we get started, please be mindful that it's currently being recorded. So anything that you will say cannot be edited out and it will be put directly onto our YouTube channel. We're trying to get this meeting, we should be done in maybe 45-ish minutes. And then afterwards I can stop the recording. And if you guys just want to continue on, that's perfectly fine. But the allowed time for the meeting is 45 minutes. Okay, so the agenda, we're gonna start with a quarantine check-in. I know we have some new faces in the group, so we'll go around, say our names, and how everyone is doing and adjusting with this new normal because of the outbreak. I know we were disrupted very into the semester. We weren't prepared for it, so we want to check in with how you guys are doing, if there's anything we can help. A recap of the spring semester, what did we accomplish? So while we are still upset with everything that happened with the outbreak, we want to look back and reflect on the positive. So what did we accomplish? What did we have to let go and what will continue virtually? Our scheduled events, what do we have up our sleeve? Moving forward, how will elections work? I know everybody is currently asking the same questions, so we are trying to give you the best information we can, and how we will prepare for the fall semester. And then we have a little exit slip for you guys. You know, when you had to do that in elementary school. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. We have. Okay, so real quick before we get into anything, how is this going to work? So in order to keep this very smooth as possible and avoid frustration and interrupting and keeping order, I'm gonna ask everybody to please locate the chat box in the Zoom call. Can everybody see where that is? Yeah, okay. So there's an open discussion. Please let us know. Hold on one second. So when there's an open discussion, please let us know in the chat box if you wish to comment, and then you can unmute your mic and you can have the floor. Or even if you have a question, please just let us know in the chat box. Joan somehow found a raised hand option, so if you feel comfortable doing that as well, go ahead, do it. I didn't know Zoom had that feature, but go ahead. And then you'll have the floor and we won't be speaking over each other, and we can just keep some sense of normalcy and some sense of order. Okay. Does that work for everybody? Everyone's okay with that? Okay. So on to our quarantine check-in, so an open discussion. So on the side of the screen, I posed some questions for you guys just to keep your mind going of how you're holding up, maybe what you're doing to stay entertained, how our class is going, how this has impacted you, of course, only if you feel comfortable sharing. And how can TP help to provide the best support for you during this time in any way that you can imagine? I want to please say a quick thank you to those in the group who are either essential workers or have family who are essential workers and are on the front lines. We are here to support you, and we are very, very grateful for all that you guys do. We just want to make that known. So real quick, I guess we'll go around and talk about how we're doing. Just when you have the floor, just introduce yourself since there are some new faces. So would anybody like to start? Okay, Joan, you said that you would like to start. Okay, so you can unmute your mic and have the floor.
Okay, so hi guys, I'm Joan. I turned off my video because There's something else that's happening in the background, but yeah. Yeah, I'm. How are you holding up? Yeah, I'm doing well. Like, I'm talking to you guys, basically everybody in the club room. I'm talking to my fellow students as well. What are you doing? Staying entertained? Yes, I will open up my video because I want to show you that this is a little Sam that I made. Sam from my group right now. And this is Celine. I've been doing this since 2019 because I love paper craft, and I actually made a paper doll out of this. Actually, not a paper doll, a paper doll out of cardboard and everything. Our online class is going smooth. Yes and no. Like if you live in a Filipino household, that's it's gonna be chaos. But still, I like I like my classes on here. How has this impacted you personally wise? The first week of the quarantine, first 2 weeks I got sick, and it mentally made me like because I don't know if I have COVID-19 or if it's just the flu. Turns out it's just the flu. And I was like every night I couldn't sleep, and I was sweating on it, and I couldn't even eat properly. So now I'm doing well, and how can people help to prevent and support you during this time? Great, great, great question. The great answer for that is yesterday. I
Joan, I'm hearing from some people that they can't exactly hear you so well. So you saying that you're doing those little crafts, right, to stay preoccupied with your time? The little people that you showed? Joan?
Your mic is muted.
Joan, yeah, your mic is muted.
okay. Can you hear me now? Sorry, my speaking on my
Okay, Jen, I think we might have lost you. So if there's anything that you want to say, we really want to hear it, but can you please put it in the chat box? That way we all can see it and then we all can address it. From what I'm understanding, you're keeping yourself preoccupied with the little figurines that you made, which I think is a great way. So yeah, I guess we'll push the discussion from there. Anybody else want to jump in?
I'll go next ease. So I am in Ohio, like where I'm originally from. If y'all don't know, I'm the hillbilly of the group. So I'm in Ohio with my family right now. So I've been doing really good. Whenever I was in New York, I was alone in my apartment, like my roommates were gone and everything. So it was really depressing, and I had a very difficult time, but we won't go there because that's a depressing time. So, but now that I'm in Ohio, I'm with my family, and I fortunately, like Ohioans, we have like big yards and like like areas that we're able to like move around. You know what I'm saying? So, that's been definitely a blessing, and I'm just worried about my fellow New Yorkers, New York folks, right there. But I've been doing good. I've kind of been entertaining myself, like through my music. That's been my biggest thing. Just literally playing the ukulele a lot, focusing on writing, focusing on like my future in regards to that, working on classes, and also spending a lot of time with my family because I never get the opportunity to, because they live lots of miles away. So I've been like chilling with my nephews, playing and stuff. It's been really, really fun. Oh, by the way, my name's Jenna, if you don't know who I am. That was late.
Yeah, Jenna's the president. So you should know Jenna.
But yeah, I'm excited to hear about like how you guys feel, like how Celine, again, bless Celine's soul for creating these PowerPoints. Even though y'all are muted, let's
And
but how can TP help to provide the best support for you guys during this time? We would really like to hear about that because we're here for you guys as executives. We want to be able to help you guys in whatever way we can. If you need help in your schoolwork, if you need help in your mental life, you know what I'm saying? In whatever way it is, we're here to help, and we want to hear how you guys feel about this situation. So I'll pass it off. It looks like Eric would like to go next. Throw it to you, Eric.
I caught it there. Hey, I'm Eric, the treasurer, and like Jenna said earlier, beautiful job making this PowerPoint, Celine. For me personally, how my whole but how I'm holding up, I mean, it's usually good. There are moments, but I get through it. How do I stay entertained? I do a lot of things. I paint. I do physical things like working out. I literally walk around my house to keep literally not be bored. But something I picked up recently is I've decided to write a book. That is how I'm keeping myself entertained right now. I'm a solid 1 page in, but we're getting there. Just a page. Half a page actually, but besides the point. Online classes have been smooth. I've taken online classes in the past. Like this is when they said they were transitioning online, I knew what I was going to be expecting. The only difference was like Zoom calls and Blackboard Collaborate, but I got that pretty easily. This has definitely impacted me. I don't know when it'll be published, Jenna. I'm only half a page in. This definitely impacted me a lot personally. Not really professionally, because I'm not a professional person in retrospect. But yeah, it definitely has affected me a lot personally, my own personal life. When it comes to TP writing help, it's just like, the members are there, the club is there. I'm able to keep myself busy. I know personally for me, like if anyone needs any advice when it comes to online classes or help and stuff like that, like I'm definitely here. I've taken a lot of online classes before. This is nothing new to me. I mean, at this point, I feel like we're all pretty transitioned well into it, but if anything, I'm here for questions if anyone wants to ask. All right, who was going after me? It was Jeriana, so I'm gonna pass it over.
Why do you say my full name like that? Anyways, hi, I'm Jody. I'm nothing, but I'm here. I'm holding up. I'm bored. I'm bored out of my mind because it's just me, my mom, and my dad, and they always watching their whatever they're watching over there, and I just get bored because I'm alone. But like to be entertained, I've watched so much Netflix. I feel like I've watched everything I could possibly watch on Netflix. Classes are going fine. Besides, like, I don't have any like mandatory Zoom calls at all. Like, none of my classes are like, we have to meet at this day. If you're not there, like, whatever. Like, they're just giving us the assignments. You have to do them, and that's it. Yeah, I've been like trying to talk in the group chat more because now that we're in quarantine, now everybody wants to talk to you again. So you're catching up with like so many people. But yeah, who was after me? I think it was Angelica. But yeah.
Hey y'all. Hey all you cool cat and kittens. So, I don't know, I've been pretty okay. When we went into this whole thing, like, I was, like, amped up, like, especially, like, with work, because, like, I was just like, okay, like, I can do this, like, this is nothing, and, like, it'll be fine. And then, like, it's just slowly decreased over a period of time. And then, like, up until recently, I've been more, like, motivated to do things. And I don't know if anybody knows, but like I work at a high school, so like I do tutoring at high school, so it's like can't really, it's hard to do that online and everything like that, and so I've been struggling with that up until recently, and like so yeah, and then so I've been struggling with that recently, and it hasn't been great. And but like one student was like, you've been really helping me out, and you've impacted my life in a better way by like helping me emotionally, and also through tutoring, and like that feels good. It means that like I'm actually doing something purposefully. I don't know what the word is. Worthwhile, maybe. So yeah, that's the only thing. And then like I've had like a personal thing that happened on last week. That's been like racking my brain. But yeah, that's basically it. And as for like how you guys have been helping or like can help me, I mean like being active in the group chat like helps a lot. Like seeing your messages and everything like helps a lot because it's like you guys are like my happy place. So yeah, I don't know who else is going next, but
Is there anyone else?
Yeah, did anybody want to go next?
I'll go
Kelly?
next.
Yeah. Sarah, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Hi, everybody. Nice seeing y'all. So how have I been dealing with this? Well, I know I kind of like opened up to the execs a little bit, which I don't usually do to anybody. So I was just explaining with them. I'll relay that I'm working at a pharmacy, so I'm still at work and I'm still going into my internship just because I have to. And I'm a senior, so I'm 3 weeks from finishing college, which is amazing, kind of relieving, but also kind of bittersweet, just because, you know, ending your college experience this way isn't what I imagined it to be. But it's been a little bit of a struggle. But overall, I think I'm just grateful because everyone in my family is healthy, everyone's okay. We've been taking every kind of precaution to not get sick. Thanks, Jerry. But also just taking the necessary steps, like to not get my dad sick because he's older and he also has like pre-existing conditions as well. So just doing that. And then I'm happy that we're all still active here on TP, which I'm very, very happy. Thank you, Celine, for putting in all that work. Awesome, amazing. Very grateful for you guys, for sure. I'm glad that there's a space so we can just still kind of have some normalcy within all of the stuff that's going on. But other than that, I'm doing well. I'm hoping this all ends very soon. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, other than that, just kind of moving forward, trying to not let the stress get the best of me, just because it's been a very hard month in terms of like academically, just trying to keep up with everything, and also with school and just like family responsibilities and things like that. But other than that, like I'm very blessed that I'm here. I'm healthy. We're all good. Everyone here is good. So yeah.
Great, yeah, and like of course, like I said before, like we're extremely grateful for, you know, the work that you're doing, being an essential worker. You know, it takes a lot to go out and, you know, give back to the community that way, especially during this time. Like it's a difficult job to begin with, but right now, you know, it's very intense. Was there anyone else who wanted to go? I know Kelly, Leanna, Sam, Anthony, you guys are here.
I know in the chat, I think Liana said she would go after Sarah.
Leanna, are you here?
Wait, what?
Leanna says she was going to go after you spoke. I'm just unsure if she's
still
here.
I believe so. I think so, yeah.
Leanna, are you here?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear
Yes.
you.
Okay. So I've been holding up really well by literally doing everything I ever wanted to and doing things that I completely lost track of. I've been reading a lot, watching TV a lot, playing board games, playing cards, catching up on TV shows that I fell behind on. But like personally, my island classes are really good. Like, I have A's in most of them anyway, so like, and by the time the end of the semester at Paul, I have A's in all of them. I have taken online classes before, so I'm kind of used to it. The only thing I had to get used to was Zoom, which I hate for my Italian class. That's the only class I hate. But like otherwise, but personally, I actually have a lot of family members who has it, and I lost somebody to having it, but it was because he also had cancer as well. So, and right now, someone close is really struggling with it for the past few weeks, and she was misdiagnosed twice. But TP actually has been helping me definitely with Celine and Eric and Angelica and Ari and Anthony. They have helped me a lot over this time. So I spend more time with speaking to people more than I ever had. And like I feel like through video chatting we are actually forming. It's more of speaking to each other more than we actually have, and with my family, like now than I did prior. And like we have more communications. I've had with it.
Well, thank you so much for sharing that. And I think all the e-board would just like to say that we're extremely sorry for your loss and that we're here for you however we can. I think that goes even past the e-board of this entire group, that we all support you and what your family is going through during this time. So our deepest condolences are with you. Anybody was next? Leanna?
That'd be me. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yep.
Okay, so honestly, it hasn't been well personally. Like, I'm fine, my family's fine, health-wise, but emotionally-wise, this has taken its fucking toll. Can I curse, by the way?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so this has taken its toll on me a lot. First thing is, I don't have a job. Second of all, the job I was gonna get, I can't take the medical exam nor the physical exam for the NYPD. So that's fun. And I don't really have anyone to talk to. I'm not especially close with my parents. So, yeah. And I'm not very good at texting. So this has been a really terrible experience for me. Classes are alright. Everything else is fine. It's just, I don't like this. I don't like this fucking thing. But yesterday was fun in the group chat, and that party we had for Valerie's birthday was also like one of the best things that's happened this past month. So yeah.
Yeah, we're here for you. We hear you. And thank you so much for sharing that. I think we all sympathize with you. This is a very difficult time for us emotionally. Me personally, this is my escape. This is my outlet. So I feel you and what you're saying, that this is a great way to get your mind off of things. Did anyone want to go next?
I think Kelly said she would go next.
Oh,
Sandy.
I'll let Callie go.
Oh, you can go. No, you.
Oh my gosh, the two nicest people on the internet are going to
I
say
don't have
that.
anything interesting to say. You can go.
Yeah, very interesting. I don't know what you're talking about. I want to hear it. Hi. I know that I'm probably very new, but my name is Sam. I'm Secretary of LGBT and Allies. I'm an LGBT advocate on John Jay, so I am trans. So I do use he, him, his, they, them pronouns, but I usually just prefer the he, him, his pronouns. They're just a lot easier as I identify as a male most times. I work as a career success coach at John Jay and at the Shiva Gallery, so it has been really, really hard for me because we lost so many projects at John Jay. We were fighting for an LGBT center, and that was just a huge blow for us. We don't know what happened. It got thrown in the air, and we kind of lost our voice in that fight, so that was a really big hit for me and the community we were advocating for. The Shiva Gallery closed, So we lost a lot of like the art influences that we had with justice relations. And in my free time, I also do advocacy for LGBT and student resource allocation. That's actually what I do for fun. So I do run study blogs and things like that. So I'm a very like creative person. So I've been mostly just focusing on work. That's what takes up my free time. Working as a peer success coach, supporting my students. I'm pretty much on call 24/7 to support transfers, freshmen, early start, any student in between. So it's a little taxing because it's a lot of the times I'm putting myself aside for my students, and it's hard to find a work-life balance when you can get a call at 3 a.m. So in terms of online classes, I'm a creative, like I said, so I have video projects, art projects. So I feel like I kind of just got robbed. I'm no longer in my art studios. I'm no longer in my film studios with my film crews. A lot of us are kind of like trying to get real documentary footage, and it's just been so difficult just because we've had to shift our entire project focus to COVID-19 documentary pieces, and it's just been stressful and horrible. And I hate the entire process of like having to do remote art classes. It's just not the same creative experience for me. And just like personally, it's just been a really big blow for me just because like I am LGBT, and it's just we're just very disproportionately screwed. So it's been a lot, but and on positive like roses and thorns aspects, I've made very close connections, especially with Celine and Eric. So I do appreciate you guys reaching out and being there for me. And I also appreciate all the work that you've done for this amazing club and giving me the experience to step up and be able to join these meetings, which I've wanted to do for a long time, but as such a busy schedule, I cannot. So it's just been really great to be here, meet all of you, and get to hear your experiences. And I do hope to be a student representative in the future. So I just hope to be able to hear your voices and be there and support your club the best I can, because I really do believe in the vision that this club has. So I hope that I can spend more time with you all.
I'm so soft for Sam. If there's like one person that can make me just like, it's Sam. Sorry, Eric, but it's Sam.
Sam is just a wholesome individual.
So yeah, no, like he was saying, like he's always wanted to be active in this club. It's just that for schedule reasons it hasn't worked out. So now it's worked out. So we're so psyched to have you here. Callie, if you would like to go.
Okay. Wait, can you hear me? Am I good?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Hi, I'm Callie. How have I been holding up? I'm okay. I mean, for those of you that don't know, I am from Baltimore. So I just had to pack all of my things in my dorm and completely leave New York and come back to Baltimore, where my parents had just bought this new house because all of their kids went to college. So they downsized their house, and now we're in this house that's meant for like just, the two of them and then my younger siblings. And now all of a sudden me and my 4 siblings who are also in college are also here. And we're like all trying to cram in the same space, and we're all very different personalities. And it's just a very like, I guess like a culture shock to come right back into Baltimore after finally getting used to being in New York. What have I been doing to stay entertained? I've watched all of RuPaul's Drag Race since the quarantine started, and I've been keeping up with it weekly, and I'm so into it, and I love it, and that's what I've been spending my time doing, and avoiding online classes, which transition are not going smoothly because that's not how I learn. Like I will not do school if I'm not at the school. So oh my God, online classes are terrible. And I am all for just completely like ridding this semester. I just want to, pass my classes and do the bare minimum and just get through it. And I think like the personal impact, like emotionally, it's been tough, and I am still working. So that's nice that I'm able to like support my family and myself financially. But yeah, aside from that, I mean, it's been a pretty like average, not too bad, but also not good experience.
Wow, that must be hard going from like such a big house to like such a little space. Like I can only imagine like the rough transition that's been. But your feelings are valid. They're not too bad. They're not too good. You know what I mean? Like, regardless of what you have to say, we want to hear it, you know, like it's important. And you're validated in everything, you know, you're feeling right now. So is there anyone else who was in this group chat that would like to go? Or did we cover everybody?
I believe we covered everyone.
Okay, we covered it. Great. So we can move along. By the way, can you see the chat box on my screen if I pull it up? Can you guys see that?
No.
You guys can't see the chat box. Just the slideshow.
Correct.
Perfect. Okay,
No.
great. Because I haven't been able to see your messages. Okay, let's go.
I can see it.
All right, so spring semester recap. What did we accomplish? You guys know that we had an amazing group of writers who wrote a whole script for our dessert theater production, which was going to be LGBTea Coffee. So that's a huge thing that we accomplished this year. Like I said, we can continue to, we're all validated in how we're feeling, but we really need to look at what did we accomplish already and where did we come and how is that benefiting us right now. We got merch, which is amazing because thank God the merch order came in because shortly after that was when we had to leave campus. And if we would have not got that in on time, people who are not returning next semester, it would have been difficult to get that distributed. So that's a plus somehow. And we went to Dear Evan Hansen. That was amazing. Like, everybody loved Dear Evan Hansen, right? So, you know, that was
tears to my eyes. It was a good show.
Yeah.
Sincerely Me is stuck in my head.
Huh?
Sincerely Me has been stuck in my head since then, and
Yes.
I can't get it out.
Yes,
Still haven't seen it.
Y'all know how I feel about Dear Evan Hansen. Y'all know how I feel.
Me and Sarah are utterly obsessed.
So at least we got to do that. You know what I mean? We have to have some sense of
I
gratitude.
actually wrote a, I'm sorry. I actually,
Joan, there's something wrong with your audio right now.
You're cutting
you
out.
keep on going in and out, so I'm unsure.
so, yeah, I don't know what's happening, but I'll try to fix it later. So I just took out my headphones. So, for Dear Evan Hansen, I was supposed to write something for the newspaper for John Jay, but it didn't happen because of the whole coronavirus. So yeah, I'll try to write it again, and I actually read it to Eric and Celine, and it was very heartfelt because I remember like crying. I actually made a bet with the people around me, like, hey, I'm not gonna cry the act one. But then when Evan Hansen wrote his letter to himself, I was crying the whole
No
fucking
spoilers,
time,
Joan.
and I was
No spoiler, Joan. There are some people who didn't get to go see it.
oh shit, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was crying the whole show. Yeah, it was amazing. I stand it since I was like in high school. I loved it. It was my first time watching another best Broadway show. Yes, it was amazing.
Okay, well, we're so glad to hear your feedback. And one amazing thing that happened this semester that no one mentioned yet is that our president released a single. Isn't that so amazing? She released her own single, a whole new original song. That's amazing.
I was not aware of this.
Carrie
What?
Underwood.
Where is Jenna? Jenna, that's amazing.
I'm crying. Thank you.
Yeah, if you
Give us a
don't
little
know,
snippet.
you can hear it on Spotify. You can hear it on YouTube. You can hear it on everything. It's amazing. She's a whole like.
If you haven't listened to it, leave the chat right now.
Yeah, just go.
Go.
Go and watch it on YouTube. That's all
I'm
you
gonna
got to
drop a
do.
link in the chat right now, BRB.
So yeah,
I love you.
everybody, let's round of applause for Jenna. All right. Moving right along. So again, if you guys any commentary, write down in the chat box, and we all have the floor. So congrats, Jenna. Congrats, everybody, for what we already accomplished. Now we're gonna get not so happy. Okay, so now we have to talk about what we have to let go. but still remain positive. So there are no physical awards to be distributed to seniors, as all online orders were canceled by Cecil right when campus was shut down. So we did have certain awards that were for certain individuals that are graduating, including certain individuals that are transferring, and that was completely kaput. It was canceled, it was let go. And that was out of our control. And even if that was in our control, there's no way that we could obtain those awards with everything going on, especially in Manhattan right now, and in the individual boroughs. But with that being said, we have to be grateful that at least our merch came in. Because if our merch didn't come in, and it would have been harder finding those people that are leaving, distributing it, making sure everyone gets it on time. So at least we have that. But we'll keep you updated if anything changes. We're not expecting any changes. We were told that that was canceled, that that's finished. But of course, everything is changing day by day. We're getting all new emails day by day, and it's changing and it's forming. So we'll let you know of anything. And unfortunately, you guys already know this, but we had to cancel our spring production of LGBTea Coffee. And moving along with that, the executive board had a statement that we came up with together, and we wanted to put that out there, so I'll read it. The idea of proceeding with the performance of LGBTea Coffee on Zoom was brought to EBOR's attention. The executive board has decided not to go forward with that idea, as we do not believe that this will be productive or efficient virtually. This was a united decision by all 4 members of the executive board. We would like to thank all cast, crew, and writers for their dedication and creativity during this experience. Theatrical Players remains motivated and ambitious for when we return to campus. We have to look forward and stay on track for when we return. We can't continue to focus on the loss, but what this experience has taught us as performers and creators. This will empower us to return stronger than ever. Stay as optimistic as possible. We will return stronger. The executives of Theatrical Players. If any other executive wants to take the floor right now, feel free to jump in commentary. We formed this together, so.
Yeah, I mean, when everything was happening, like, we definitely wanted the show to be produced because it was a lot of work put into it from the writers, and it sucks with everything that happens because, like, honestly, COVID was just so out of nowhere. Like, me personally, I was expecting for us to literally come back in like a few weeks, but that wasn't the case. It's one second.
Yeah, maybe you want to turn off your video, go handle that.
Yeah, I just want to say I'm so proud of everyone that was going to be a part of the show, the cast, everyone who was already just ready to go with it, ready to put in all of their dedication and their hard work, and to the writers as well, of course. But, you know, unfortunately, the situation is happening, and literally every single person in this world right now is being affected by this crisis. So I'm just thankful for all of you guys for understanding, and, you know, your dedication to what was and what would have been. So thank you guys.
Yeah, continuing on with what Jenna said, I'm very grateful that you guys as a whole took on the idea, because it was something very new for everybody, right? Something kind of nerve-wracking, maybe a little scary to kind of develop. And man, the writers, y'all really came through, like, insanely so. So your talents, your gift of writing, your overall determination to get this done in the amount of time that we talked about was astonishing. So I'm very grateful, like everyone expressed, for you guys, and for everyone else, the cast, everyone who put any input in. We're all grateful as executives. We have no words to express how sad it made us to have to cancel the show, because we were all very excited for it, especially because it was such an original new thing that TP hadn't really done before. So we thank everybody. Hopefully, I'll be gone, but hopefully I can come to whatever you guys do next year, and I'm very excited to see it. So.
Of course. Yeah. So if anybody wants to ask any questions about that, feel free to reach out to us. But just to reiterate, this was something that, of course, none of us foresee. But unfortunately, we all had to make that executive decision and do what we believe was best for our club. Okay, so moving along. Spring semester recap. So what will continue? So we hear that, of course, it is devastating for the class of 2020 to experience this during the middle of their senior year. So the next question that we were brought with was, how are we going to do something for the seniors? And I would just like to say, on my behalf, shout out to Callie for being behind the scenes. She has been communicating with me, giving me ideas and ways that we can help benefit the seniors. So I just want to say, shout out to Callie. Girl's been on top of her game, and she deserves some recognition.
Some snaps up in there.
Yeah. All right, so what we came up with was senior recognition night. I know it's not the same thing as senior awards night, but it's a recognition night. So the date's gonna be on May 13th at 7 p.m. This is all the Zoom information, so the ID and the password. I know this, whatchamacallit, this meeting didn't have a password, but that meeting will, to just ensure that everyone stays in order. Just formally, we're gonna make this fun. So come in professional attire, come in fancy dresses, come in, so we can make it as nice as possible, Yeah. So each executive is preparing their own speech for you seniors. So Jenna will be speaking, I will be speaking, Eric will be speaking, Sarah will be speaking, and we have a guest speaker, and it's John. We all know John Salomak. We love John Salomak. He has made time in his schedule to come out and speak on behalf of the seniors. So please make sure that you mark your characters, your calendars, and you come out. The recognized seniors will be Sarah Torres, Kelly DeClerc, Alexa Thompson, Andrea Rivera, Iman Atta, and Sienna Lex, who is our transfer student. So yeah, come out and support your fellow thespians, and we're gonna make that night fun. Does anybody have any questions regarding the senior night? No? Everyone's okay?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Moving right along. We're doing on time. It is almost 7. Okay, so scheduled events. We talked senior recognition night, but we also planned a movie night for you guys. So the movie is going to be Rocky Horror Picture Show. That's amazing. It's what we're known for. So we're going to watch it. It's going to be on the 29th at 6 p.m. There is the Zoom ID and the password is all there. John is also going to come to that event. He is going to be doing callbacks with us. So callbacks are allowed. Feel free, scream them, go nuts. We want to hear them. So of course. So after this meeting, that will start being advertised, and everybody try to get the word out as best as you can. All right.
It's also practice, y'all.
Yes, it is also practice. Yes, because whenever we return,
to kind of see it, yeah. So I thought the idea was super cute and a good idea, real good idea.
Everyone's freaking out in the group chat.
Like my fellow Southerner, Jenna said, it's a good idea.
That's right, Eric. Preach.
I'm preach.
Everyone okay? Gonna move forward? Okay, good. So this is the nitty gritty. This is where y'all are going nuts. And I love that you're going nuts. So let's talk. Elections, what's going on? There's a complex answer to that, and there's a simple answer to that. The simple answer to that is it's still going to be determined. All the club executives are still trying to figure out how it will be done, and we're waiting to hear from our certain CISO officials. I wanted to address that I know if you go on Instagram, there are certain clubs that are advertising their elections, and there are certain clubs that are advertising how to vote and where to vote and how to run. Just want to put that out there. Every club in CISO is run by a different cohort leader. So there's different faculties that run different groups of clubs. So our cohort leader, John, has told us to stay put, and we're still waiting to hear information based off of that. So as soon as we know, we will let you know. So while we can't talk about voting, we can talk about requirements for any members that are interested in running. So all this information is from last year's form that was given out to the nominees. So all current executives, except Secretary Sarah, because she's graduating, props to you, will be rerunning for their position. Now, that's not to say that you can't run for those positions. It's simply saying that Secretary will be the only slot that will not have a previous executive run. And for those interested in running for Secretary, I used to be Secretary, so whoever ends up being the next Secretary, don't worry, I can help you out. So don't be discouraged if you don't know your roles. There's going to be people there that are going to be able to help you. So candidates must have a minimum GPA average and certain completed credit hours for whether they are undergraduate or graduate. So for undergraduate, it's a 2.5 GPA requirement with 12 completed credit hours. Most of us fall under undergraduate, as far as I know, so that is the requirement that you're looking at. It's a 3.0 GPA for graduate students and 6 completed credit hours. Does anybody have any questions regarding those requirements? Anybody at all? No.
Nope.
So with that being said, then the next question is, okay, well, what are the responsibilities for each position? And again, this information is all from last year's form that was given to the nominees, but it remains the same. So I know this looks like a lot, but feel free to go back and read through it however you want. President, which Jenna has experience in, you could, if you want to talk about what you do, that'd be great.
Yes. So essentially, the president, I love how John puts it. John basically says for the president, you really don't, not that you don't do anything, but you really don't do anything because, for example, like you are, okay, like it says in here, the secondary signatory on paperwork. Like Eric, basically the president is just, you preside over everything. Make sure everything's running smoothly. Just make sure that everything is running smoothly. Like, for example, during the Rocky Horror Picture Show or any events that we have, like making sure that the food's there. Like, for example, Rocky Horror Picture Show, making sure that the Justinos, like has our order and brings it down and everything like that. Yeah, like it says here, presides over all club meetings. Sorry, you can probably hear my nephews in the background. Yeah, but just representing the club as best as possible. I know I'm not really ever in the club room, like I'm rarely in the club room, but that's because I work in another office, the military and veterans office. But, just making sure you're still involved in the club and, yeah, just making sure that everything runs smoothly, I guess I would say.
Yeah, and yeah, you covered it. That's pretty much it. So next is the vice president, which is my roles and my responsibilities. So in Jenna's absence, I would to handle all of her duties. So if Jenna's sick or anything like that, and she can't go to a meeting or whatever the case might be, her responsibility is then my responsibility, or any vice president's responsibility. I recruit new members, I coordinate attendance for the club fairs, but Sarah mostly handles attendance, so secretarial duties also come into play. Theatrical Players doesn't really use the campus app or the campus cloud, but other clubs do, and in that case, it would be the vice president that runs that app. I handle all social media, yeah. I handle all social media accounts. So I run the Instagram, I run YouTubes, things like that. Gotta run the YouTubes, that's how it works. And I just also want to say that you can also do jobs that are outside of your, I don't want to say skill set, but outside of your assigned duties, I guess. We all do different things that don't necessarily fit in regards of duties of the president or the duties of the vice president or secretary or treasurer. Just do what's in the best mind for the club, basically. So Sarah, if you want to take it away for secretary.
I mean, sorry. Yes, of course. I was on mute. So, I was obviously everyone else, every other executive has more experience. This is my first year, especially with everything that went on. Everything was very weird and different. But basically, the duties of a secretary are more administrative. So, taking attendance during the meeting, writing emails as reminders for calendar dates. Those emails that you guys get to remind you of a meeting or auditions or anything that has any pertinence to our club that might be coming up or that is needed. That is my job, or the secretary's job. I also book spaces, like room spaces, club spaces, for any practices, any auditions that need to be held, any club time that needs to be set, or any kind of activity that TP needs. So I book spaces and club events and meetings, and anything that either the president can't do because lack of time or just because they can't, and also what the vice president can't do, it falls down on me. But basically you work, all four of us work in tandem together and communicate to see what needs to get done. So that basically a secretary is just administrative duties. So it's very simple, but it's also, it can be time consuming, as well as you have to be really on top of it, which is something I had to learn, just because deadlines come very quickly. So you need to learn, if you want to be the secretary of this club, especially with we have so many events that happen that go on, you really need to be on top of it. So if that's something that you're interested in and you think you can handle, then go ahead, guys. So treasurer, next.
Oh, that button did work to unmute my thing. But yeah, as it says there, I serve as a primary signature for budget paperwork and financial records, including making the budget. So treasurer, you would meet with your cohort leader, aka John in this case, and you would make a budget for the entire year. Luckily for us, since we're the oldest club on campus, we are an essential service, so we get a set amount for the year. So we don't have to go through first rounds and second rounds or even third rounds of budget proposals. So we're lucky in that aspect. When it comes to paperwork, it's pretty straightforward. It's not really time consuming. It's just that you have to make sure to keep in mind, you have to have certain pieces of paperwork. So like it says here, you need a purchase request form. Sometimes that purchase request form, depending on the category, you might need an oral bid. But other than that, that's pretty self-explanatory. If you don't know, there's literally online, you can find everything you need underneath each category. There we go. And like it says here, Jenna was mentioning earlier, if you as a treasurer is unable to sign anything, you just go to the president and you say, hey, can you just sign this so we can do everything? And it's just keeping track of finances and making sure that you have to do what you got to do that's best for the club. So this is something not written in here, but it is something the treasurer does. There are separate pieces of paperwork that you can also do, such as a budget change request form or applying for surplus. But you rarely need to do that. Once you set it, you set it. It's preset. The budget request form to change it, you can only do it once. So you got to make sure like you have what you have for the entire year. And like everyone was saying, you know, it's mostly just about keeping the club running. So you're more than welcome to do jobs outside of what's requested of you, like send emails or social media posts, or even like, for example, logistics meetings, which something we're not going to touch, but it's just something you can do once it comes around. But other than that, pretty much treasurer just handles the paperwork and finance.
So moral of the story is those are 4 very important gears that keep this a well-oiled machine. So regardless of what the position is, there's severe significance attached to that position, and a lot of dedication that needs to go into it as well. So now that we've exhausted ourselves with that, that being said, if you are interested in running, we're going to ask that you please provide the following information. This could be on WhatsApp. You can message us individually, privately, not individually, you know, privately, whoever you want to, and put your full name, your preferred email address, which is how we'll contact you, and the desired position. From there, since we don't know when this information is going to be sent to us, we will put you on a waiting list document that we have. And then when we have the updates of how to proceed, we will go as swiftly as possible to contact the people on that list. That way, everybody gets the same information at the same time, the same way. Does that sound okay to everybody? Everybody is okay with that? Members? Yeah? Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So we have a very important exit slip for you guys. Try not to talk over each other because I understand this is an extremely important question and it is very detrimental to our club's process and how we move forward with our events and our mission. Is everybody ready for it? Ready? Or we all have the chat box open and we all have our mics ready?
Let's get the mics ready, boys.
Do you think Carol Baskin murdered her husband?
Hell
Yes
yeah.
or no? And
Hell
please,
yeah.
and please provide your reasoning. Go.
Carol Baskin.
Oh God, the chat's
Allie,
blowing
so
up.
what
I
if she
don't know
did?
who this is.
They want me to
I
go.
don't know the context.
Yeah, I wrote in
the.
the chat. I said this
Do
is
you want me
awkward.
to-
I haven't watched it.
Do you want?
Callie says, so what if she did women's rights?
Wait a minute.
Oh, word.
Is this a TV show?
It is
It's
a
like it's a
documentary.
documentary.
Netflix, sir.
Killed her husband, whacked
Wait.
him.
I've heard that on
Can't
TikTok.
take that
Goodbye.
in him.
All right.
I think one of the
This is my thing on it. If she did not, I agree with you, Callie. Her husband was definitely a predator. But I will say this right now. Even if she did not kill him, she knows where that body is buried or what tiger ate him. That's what I'm saying.
Wait.
100%.
I really want to know the context behind this. Can someone
Gotta watch
explain?
Tiger King.
Wait,
You can't.
can I
it's
go
fine.
to the technical term by science of a theory of maybe she did kill her husband, and there is a good possibility that one of her cats, I'm not saying a tiger, but a cat specifically, was the one who disposed the bones, because there was a theory in film theory that was made that because how did Carol Baskin hide the bones? But if you think about it, it's a tiger. It eats everything, even the bones. And he was like looking at how hard or how strong the jaw of a tiger is against a human femur. And they found out that I'll send the link later. What kind of cat was it? But it was actually possible. You can kill someone and then dispose it on tigers. You just know what kind of cats you were dealing with. Also,
Okay.
there's many easy ways to do it.
All right.
Jerry said that she doesn't know what the reason
Yeah,
is.
that's
I think I need to watch this show because I am lost.
I will
But
explain it to you. The reason she murdered this man is multiple reasons, but let's get it straight. The man she murdered was a multi-millionaire, and she got his 40-acre estate. It was even more than that. But listen to this. I will say this. What Joan was saying earlier about a tiger eating someone like they can or whatever. The thing is, the theory was only proposed by Joe Exotic in like the mid 2000s, and her husband disappeared in the late 90s. So it doesn't matter if he fed him tigers and the tiger couldn't eat them. At that point, years had gone by. The bones could be wherever the hell they are. And also, Jerry, it's not the fact that we don't care. She can get rich. It's a weird way to do it, but go right ahead. But I'm going to tell you this. This woman is a crazy lady. I say this 100%. The only thing she wears is tiger print. There's literally a scene where she goes into her closet and it's only tiger prints or like cat prints in her home. Her husband wore a leash on their wedding.
Yo, me a freak like that.
I just want to say every single person except for like two people on that show are freaking criminals. Like all of them have issues. like criminal, like in terms of like criminology, like they all need to be in jail, bruh.
No,
All I'm
like,
saying,
Can the
The-
executives real quick check your phones real quick? But everybody else continue.
all I'm gonna say, I don't know what's happening, but she got the money. Period. I hype her up. You go, girl.
But
Yeah.
like, thing is, it's
That's
like,
a very
yeah, she
scary
got money,
mindset.
but like, it's a terrible person because like once he died or got eaten up, wherever, she didn't give any of that money to like his kids.
Oh
and
yeah,
like
she
Yes.
took
his
98 to
Yes.
95% of
Yes.
the money that was
Yes.
well deserved to the
You have a
kids and
point.
the ex-wife
Yes.
of the husband. And the thing was,
Yeah.
she threatened to take away more because the wife, the man's ex-wife, that he left for Carol Baskin. Let's get that straight. She threatened if she kept going, she would take away everything. And if you watch that interview, like Sam saying, the body language and everything like that, yo, this woman did it. And yes, Sam, they did a follow-up episode with the people who were like in it, like only certain people. So like, for example, they did with like a guy named Jeff Lowe. And he's a dirty, sleazy old man. He's literally scum of the earth. But like, it's crazy. It's crazy. You need to watch it.
I was just about to go later.
Joe, oh my God, Joe was intense. Like, you liked him at some moments, and other moments you're like, dude, I hate this man. Burning passion. He was intense with that man.
Intense.
There was leaked videos. I found them on TikTok of parts of it and showing like the documentary, like actual film. And one of the films, he's like actually firing someone for no reason, and he like goes off him, and he's like, "You're sitting there doing nothing." He's like, "But everything's done for the day." And he's like, "That's it, you're done." And he like fires him on the spot. And he calls him like a lazy fat sack of shit. And I was like, "Oh my God."
Yeah, no, they put that in the series.
No. They added it, but they cut most of the scene, and there was video of like the entire scene.
Oh, okay.
All right, are we all? We've all got it out of our system.
Yes.
All right. Are there any questions about what we discussed throughout the PowerPoint? Anybody else? Questions, comments, concerns?
Go.
No.
No.
Okay. So then I will tell you guys, thank you for attending our first Zoom general meeting, and definitely stay tuned for updates, whether that be, elections or just how we're moving forward into the fall semester. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to be here. The Theatrical Players is here for you throughout this entire thing, and we're here to support you. Is there anything anybody else would like to say before we sign off?
Thank you guys for joining the Zoom call, and just keep an eye out on the social medias and in the emails as well, because if we'll have a reminder. Oh my gosh, Celine's face was just like moving. I was like, Celine!
Sorry.
And yeah, just keep an eye out, because there's going to be more updates, like she said, especially revolving around the elections, because that's one of the big things that I think everyone kind of in Cecil has been freaking out about. So just keep an eye out for the future.
Okay.
But thank
and
you
make
guys.
sure, send in those text messages. Send in those text messages ASAP if you want to join the executive board, because we have a lot we need to figure out. We have a lot we got to do. So if you do, please make sure that you are added to that waiting list.
Yeah, I would say like by the end of this week, like by the end of this weekend, try and just let us know. Even if you have just like because we want someone to, like, in all of these positions, you should want to be dedicated to the position, not just be like, why not, I think. Because if you're elected, boy, you're going to be doing some stuff. So just make sure you're wanting this, whatever position you want to run for, make sure you want it. And it's not just like, maybe type of thing. So just please keep that in mind as well.
Yeah, this is not a pastime. This is a commitment. So, okay, so if there's not any more questions or any last comments, I'm going to stop the recording. And thank you guys so much for coming. Everyone's good?
Yeah, and thank you guys for coming. It was a lot of fun.
All right. Thank you guys. Please keep on the lookout for future details and stay updated for those future events, the Senior Recognition Night and Rocky Horror Picture Show movie night. All right. Bye.